All right, so the real reason we're here is we're going to go through the comments that you folks have left me on the recent on our recent videos. So why don't we dive right into that? Some of you folks have left some very nice comments. Some of you have left some not very nice comments, but that's okay. We know how to handle those. So let's just bring a few of these guys up. Starting off with the oldest. Can you see that on screen okay? I'm going to go ahead and, I guess, minimize my lightning map here, which I'm a big fan of the lightning map, but that's okay. So we got a couple of comments on this video here. John Ruddy, 1596. I'm just trying to figure out why would you have the number 1596. Don't know. I don't know, but that's okay. You know what we could do to be really clever is I could just bring the comments right out here on the main screen, but I won't do that. We'll try to keep it semi-funny and semi-professional. So Mr. John Ruddy here asked, are you at Markham? Nothing like a fresh cup of joe on the water. And this was made on our video where we were out at Markham Park. He is correct. Markham Park in western Broward County. And we had made some coffee in our jet rocket. Our rocket MSR rocket stove. That's what it was. Man. Brain. And our friend Eric here, Eric Veal, longtime friend of the channel, as is John. Honestly, we've known each other quite a long time. Eric, coffee pudding. Eric, I don't know what you meant by coffee pudding, but I appreciate that comment. I'm not going to disagree. Coffee pudding. I'm sure it's relevant to something I said in the video. Whatever that was. Don't know. Don't know. Let's move on to the next comment we have. And that's from John again. Love the music you added to touch my soul at the memorial. There can never be enough tribute for those that served. Very cool walk. And if I remember correctly, this is a comment that he left on our video where we walked around. What is the name of that park? It's way over in the Fort Myers area on the Caloosahatchee River. Well, I'll tell you what we could do. We could be super fancy here and pull up the map. Let's do that. So that park was called Fort Myers, silly. No, was it Fort Myers? It's not Fort Myers, was it? Was it Fort Myers or was it Port Charlotte? Now I'm questioning myself. I know it was on the Caloosahatchee. Why don't we just follow the Caloosahatchee River? That would be the smart thing to do. Okay, so let's just do that. Following the Caloosahatchee River. There we go. Okay, so that park has to be... Was that the Caloosahatchee, though? No. I know this is a really exciting, not as far north as St. Pete for sure. Let's just turn this way on because it's going to be a lot easier for me to visualize what we're trying to find. Come on, somebody here leave me a comment and remind me what I'm trying to think of. What is the name of that park? Nope. I know this is extremely thrilling viewing. Yes. 4 Mile Cove Ecological Preserve. We walked around 4 Mile Cove Ecological. Why was that so hard for me to find? Veterans Parkway, Midpoint Bridge, all that stuff. On the Caloosahatchee, as expected. The problem is, if you zoom out this much, you're looking at these roads up here, but I came across this Midpoint Bridge / Veterans Parkway. Yes, so we took this walk, and it's a... let's just drop the little man, and you can see it's a elevated boardwalk type walk through. Yeah, that's what that comment was about. And he said, I love the music you added because there is a veterans memorial / monument at that park, and we could actually see that if we drop the little Google man in the park. You guys can see this Veterans Park and the memorial and monument. That was a really nice trip, and we had a great time walking out there and looking at the monuments. They've got this reproduction of the Iwo Jima Monument Memorial. Hey, lady! There's a reproduction of this, and this was actually created by the same artist who created the really famous one up there. And I think he's only made 3 reproductions or 3 castings. The one in Arlington, this one, and one more somewhere. Don't know, can't remember. I forget. Thank you, Michael Bessler, for putting this photo in Google Street View. We appreciate you. So John's comment is very fitting. Thank you for the music to touch my soul at the memorial. That was a good video, and it was a good trip, and I think I might want to walk. I think I might want to go back over there and walk through that park again. It was great. I really enjoyed it. Just checking on our comments. Nobody in the comments. Nobody watching the live stream. Like I said, I don't care. I don't care because I'm just making this video. Anybody can watch it later. So let's move on to the next. This is the same video, and Andreas, who I know from a chat group from another YouTube membership I was part of for a bit there, before the guy closed down his memberships. Andreas and I made friends. He's over in, I believe, Germany. Hello, Andreas. Guten Tag. Or, I guess, Guten Nacht. That's a really nice place, Scott, especially the memorials at the parking lot. You couldn't see the gators because they were tiger striped. And Andreas here is talking about tiger stripe camo pattern, which of course we love almost as much as we love M81 woodland camo pattern. All right, the next one we have here is Mr. John Ruddy again. Love the little bird on the sign over your shoulder. So this is in reference to a video where I was out at the Margate Blount Archaeological Site where the Indian mounds are. It's probably my favorite park to go to and to visit and to hang out and relax, especially at sunset. Seems like I tend to get that park all to myself when I get out there. And I'm not complaining about that. Hold on a second. There we go. Just bringing that up so I can see that and see this and see that. There we go. So at that same park, there's a nice park bench where you can sit and look out over the Indian mounds at the sun going down. And there was this little bird that landed on my over my shoulder, and I really didn't notice it too much except during the video. I just commented on him. We did look it up later and learned that it's a shrike. Looks like it kind of wants to be a blue jay, but colored a little bit more like a mockingbird. But its chest was a little bit too puffy to be a mockingbird, and it had the blue jay cowl. Turns out it's a shrike. Love the little bird on the sign over your shoulder. Tricky to not beat yourself up for mistakes, but my mantra is more along the line of learning, don't do it twice. Yep. Use a stick to tamp. He's talking about tobacco pipes here, using a stick to tamp it down, I think. Stress on the big moments, aka it will change your path in life, then just enjoy life and what it offers. You have a great sense of looking for natural zens. Most don't. So, John, that was a very nice comment. I really appreciate all of John's comments. Maybe we'll see him again here. Let's see who is up next. Yeah, this is in reply to John there. It is a loggerhead shrike. That's a new bird on me. I had not seen that bird before here in Florida. I guess I haven't been here long enough to see them. I've only been here 35 years. So, new bird for me, loggerhead shrike. Really cool bird, very friendly, very cute. Next up, we have, that was a great tour of the lake. You stopped at probably 10 stops I've never known about. Crazy how nice it is, and very few using it, and it's free for most. So in response to our mega video, our nearly hour-long video in which we I'm sorry, I just wanted to peek very quickly here and making sure that nobody's A, commenting, and B, joining. We have had 3 people join and view, but I got to count myself as one of those from the beginning of the video. So, yeah, that was a nice trip. An hour-long video that represented about a 9 or 10-hour trip around Lake Okeechobee, stopping at how many stops did I stop at? 6 or 7 stops, and several of them were very new to me. I'm not surprised, John, that you haven't heard of some of those. It was a good time. That was a really good day. And I didn't focus too much on trying to engage in nature per se, or engage in some of the nature for the sake of relaxing. I was really just exploring and looking for new locations on that day. It was a good day, and I had a good time on that trip. I'm glad you liked the video, John. All right, Eric is back in a town, and he says nature is medicine. And I'll tell you a funny thing I saw today or yesterday. I was watching a lady's video. I think I'm going to use this line in a future video because it was really funny. I'll give her credit if I do. She's got a good channel. It's I'll leave a comment later in our comments here telling you what the channel is. I'm not going to look it up right now, but the statement that she made was that in the future, doctors will write a prescription that says, take 2 hikes and call me in the morning. So you are right, Eric. Nature is medicine, and take 2 hikes and call me in the morning. That's what the doctors will be saying soon enough. I see we have another viewer dropping in. Whoever you are, sir or madam, leave a comment so we know who you are. I'd love to say hi to you. We're going through comments on recent videos, and here is Mr. John Ruddy once again saying, cool, I have a federal park lifetime pass. Yes, I am old enough. John, I had no idea you were old enough for that. I never would have guessed. But he's talking about our video referencing the America the Beautiful Park Pass and whether or not it was worth the money. And if you're retirement age, it's certainly worth the money because I think you get that thing half off. I think you can get a lifetime pass for the price that guys my age would get 1 year's membership in. So by all means, if you get a chance to get the America the Beautiful lifetime pass for $100, for the rest of your life, you can go visit national parks, and a lot of our state parks are participating. A lot of our Florida parks and our natural wildlife areas are participating in that as well. So I would encourage you to do that for sure. Let's see who's up next. Oh, we got quite a few here. Okay, Paper Tiger and myself having a conversation. So Paper Tiger says the Lost Trailhead stands for Lake Okeechobee Scenic Trail. Now, let me explain this to you a little bit, okay? I was confused when I was working my way around Lake Okeechobee because I encountered a sign that said that this is a lost trail. And I agreed with it because it looked like it had been abandoned and no one had seen it in quite a long time. But no, that's not what it meant. It doesn't mean that it's lost. We have an explanation here that our friend Paper Tiger says the Lost Trailhead stands for the Lake Okeechobee Scenic Trail. Well, that makes sense. It's also the western terminus of the fabulous Ocean to Lake Trail. And I was talking about that with a coworker, David, who's really into hiking and camping and stuff like that. We were talking about the Ocean to Lake Trail, which I think it takes you out to Jonathan Dixon State Park on the coast and works its way through Corbett towards Lake Okeechobee. And there's hiking trails all the way between the two of them. 62 miles of awesome between the lake and Hobe Sound Beach. I did not know about the Lake Okeechobee Scenic Trail, which I believe is the trail that you can hike around the lake, nor the Ocean to Lake Trail. So this comment educated me and got me to look at quite a few interesting things. So, interesting. My reply to him was, oh man, Tiger, you know, I never put that together. LOST is an acronym. Thank you. Do you think the hiking trail still exists? Or is that gone too now? And as I have learned already, it does still exist. He says, oh no, it's still there. Local chapter of the Florida Trail Club takes great care of that trail. So if you're interested in the Florida Trail Club, that might be something that might interest you in volunteering. He also tells us to look up Jupiter Hikes on YouTube. He does the trail credits. So we will all have to go scope out Jupiter Hikes on YouTube. In fact, why don't we do that now? Let's go look for Jupiter. Can you type? Type much? There he is, Jupiter Hikes. Hello, Jupiter Hikes. And he's got videos here. The Pacific Crest Trail, a failed through hike attempt. We skated and hiked 1,000 miles across Florida, a new southern terminus, ocean to lake. So yeah, we're going to have to check out this channel for sure. Thank you, Paper Tiger. Very good comment and very informative. But you're not going to check that out until you finish this video, folks. All right, Florida Snowman. Florida Snowman says, coming from Tampa, I guess this will be the first part of the shore that I will see. And he's talking about our trip around Lake Okeechobee. Now, I came up from the south, and I started at South Bay and worked my way around counterclockwise. But Snowman here is correct. If you come from the north or from Tampa, you will come to Okeechobee City first, and that would be a good spot to stop. Get yourself something to eat at Publix, and then head over to the Okeechobee Park at the top of the lake. Let's pull up our map again and scope that out. Lake Okeechobee is this gigantic lake here at the top, and right at the top where US 27 and 441 come down and join the lake, boom, there is the park right there, Lake Okeechobee Park. If we drop our little man, we can see that there is a pier that we can go out on and see Lake Okeechobee and work your way in. And there's a very nice park with restrooms and pagodas and picnic tables and all kinds of groovy stuff. Now, I have a question for you. My friend Tony and I had lunch yesterday, and he raised an interesting question, and I'm going to throw this question at you. Do you remember in the past this lake being more of a circular shape? When you went to school as a kid, do you have a memory of Lake Okeechobee being rounder and less of this kind of jagged inward shape? Now, my theory is that they don't know exactly where to draw the shoreline, because a lot of this lake, this is like marshy, wetland, swampy water here. And that's not what they draw as the shoreline. You can see the shoreline is shown here. You can see my mouse, right? Yes, you can see my mouse. But if we do this, we can see that there's this swampy, mucky, it's actually navigable, like if you have a, what do you call those flat boats? Airboat. If you have an airboat, you can actually navigate through this section here. So under that theory, the lake would actually be more around, like following this circular road, because this is all marshy, swampy, mucky. You can get through it water as well. But the shoreline on this map is defined as that. So maybe that's what Tony was referring to, and I'd have to give him full points on that. If you were to draw it like this, it's more of a circle, or at least a diamond. So yes, Mr. Snowman, indeed, you are correct. That would be the first part seen coming north. Hey, we're more than halfway through our comments, folks, and we're doing good. We're about half an hour into our live stream. And this is Haney Moto, who says, I love the Moore Haven cutoff. And my hour-long video around Lake Okeechobee was also cut up into 6 or 7 small 10-minute videos to make them more digestible to the unwashed masses. I mean, to our dear viewers. And, yeah, one of those videos was Moore Haven, and I also talked about taking the Moore Haven cutoff. Now, it's not really called that. That's just what we call it. Let's talk about this, okay? Moore Haven is on the western part of Lake Okeechobee, and if we look at this view, as I just told you, this marshy, swampy part is really quite liquid. So Moore Haven sits right on where the Caloosahatchee River flows out of the lake. There is boat ramps. There's a very famous tiki bar and hotel and restaurant called Roland and Roland Martin, not Rowan and Martin, Laugh-In, but Roland Martin. Let's see if we can real quick remember where that is. The Marina and Resort. Yeah, it's right there on the water. I was a little bit far. I was up here in Moorhead. My bad. Okay, that's down in Clewiston. Let's never mind Roland Martin. You're a loser, Roland. You're in the wrong city. I'm just kidding. Clewiston's really neat. I really like this layout of the roads here, and Clewiston's a neat town. So back to Moorhaven. The point is, as you go around the bend following south, Highway 27 wants you to follow it all the way down to Whidden Corner, this intersection, and then take 27 like this. But we have discovered this incredible road, and I'm going to outline it for you here. This wiggly, windy, wiggly road. We can see it here. And if I say, oh, come on, I don't have, there we go. Directions from here, and I say directions to here, it's going to try to draw that really boring line. But we're also going to say I want the path to include that. There we go. Now you can see that that road is wiggly and windy, and that's what we call the Moorhaven cutoff. It's kind of a long cut. While you could just take this here at 75, 80 miles an hour, you instead take this beautiful little windy road. Let's clear those directions, and I'll show you what that looks like. Let's just drop our little man here on 720, the Moorhaven cutoff, and you can see you're surrounded by sugar cane in all directions. If you want to know what sugar cane looks like when it's a baby, there you go. Here's what sugar cane looks like when it's a baby. I bet I can show you some more dates and more pictures where maybe the sugar cane is taller. No, that's still baby. Here's December. Oh, yeah, that's much taller, but this is a very low-res photo, so that does us no good. All right, so much for the best laid plans of looking at cool views. But anyway, the Moorhaven cutoff, 2-lane road with canals on both sides, alligators in these ditches, don't fall in, and curvy, windy roads. I really appreciate the Moorhaven cutoff. It's a fun road. And Haneymoto is right. I love the Moorhaven cutoff. And if you're a motorcyclist and you like Yamaha motorcycles, or if you like old builds, I think he's got an old Honda he's working on, or if you like Jeeps, Haneymoto is a good guy. That's our friend Josh. Hey guys, as he always says. So thank you, Josh, for the comment. All right, here, Chiba says, if it's too loud, you're too old. And I would have to agree with him. If it's too loud, you are too old. Thank you, Chiba. He's talking about a video where I was at a park, and for some reason there was a party going on, and the party had decided to hire a DJ to play very, very loud. I call it salsa music. I was educated by a commenter today who said it's not salsa music and that I'm a bigot for calling it salsa music. I wouldn't know salsa music from mariachi music, from Herb Alpert, you guys. I don't know one from the other. So it's all salsa music to me. I guess that must make me a bigot. I didn't realize that, but now I know. But yeah, the music was being played so loud by this party that you could hear it on the other end of the entire park, loud and clear. So you were going to enjoy their music whether you liked it or not. I ended up just leaving and going to a different park. But Chiba here says if it's too loud, you're too old. Hey, you're not wrong. You're not wrong, my friend. Let's move on. We've only got 4 more comments here, guys. All right, he says, that sucked. We moved from, I think he means Phoenix, up north to get away from the heat, the loud, obnoxious salsa, etc. And this is in reply to the same video in which we were driven out of the park by the loud music from a party. We are on an acre and still plagued by inconsiderate neighbors who play that stuff loud. Even if it was music we liked, we would not want to hear it. And as I say here, it's just downright inconsiderate. I guess that makes me old. Paper Tiger, who we saw in a previous comment, comes back and says, same situation here. The Bluetooth speaker is a technology that I wish didn't exist. Yeah, when AirPods exist, the Bluetooth speaker exists only to share your music with the rest of the world. Yeah, good comments from both you guys. I'm sorry, and if that makes me a bad person, so it goes. All right, Eric Veal 6681 here says, at home, shoes off in the backyard in the grass, 20 minutes a day. And I have to assume that this is in reply to one of our videos in which we talk about trying to get out into a green space, some kind of nature or park. At least once a week, 15 minutes to 30 minutes, it'll do you. You guys know what time it is. It's time for another Waterloo. Man, good things these aren't sticky. Somebody explain this to me. Carbonated, and it has a flavor. This is cherry limeade. This definitely has a flavor. But it's zero everything. 0 calories, 0 fat, 0 sodium, 0 carbs, 0 sugars, 0 added sugars, 0 protein. It's nothing. It's air. But it tastes kind of like a sour, I don't know, it kind of tastes like lemon drops. But it's carbonated. And I got a drop of it on my glasses. But it's not sticky. It's just water. Amen, Eric. At home, shoes off in the backyard in the grass, 20 minutes a day. You are right, sir. Absolutely. So as we continue to go through our comments on recent videos, thank you, Eric. I see we do have another viewer chiming in and joining us. If you want to leave a comment, we will see your comments. And that would be great. I'd love to hear who you are. Leave us a comment and let me know you're there. I guess I'll also turn on the live chat so we can see our comments here. Now the problem with that is it doesn't show the entire comment to you all. I have to tweak that extension. That's a browser extension, but I'll do that later. I'll change the colors and make it look all fancy too. Yes, leave me a comment and let me know you're watching. All right. This fella's name is U2B E7Q. Scott, you remind us who we are. Nature does amazing to our soul, like a rest button we didn't know we needed. The way you captured it makes me want to shut down my screen, go outside, and breathe for a while. Thank you, Scott, for creating this amazing video that truly feels. Subscribe. Can't wait for the upcoming video. Have a wonderful weekend. Boy, I tell you, if everybody was as nice as our friend U2B here, or is it YouTube? What a world this would be if everybody left nice comments like this. Don't you agree? It's got 750 subscribers according to my browser extension plugin here. So, nice person here. I went over to YouTube's channel and subscribed to them. And I don't remember off the top of my brain, but you know what we can do. Let's go scope them out right now. Why don't we do that? That's one thing we're playing around with here. Let's go see what their channel is. Man. YouTube no, I want to see YouTube A7Q. Come on, show me the right ones. All right, let's put this. Let's put the @ sign on the end of the URL. Do you guys remember when people used to call it URLs on the end of the URL? Is that just me? Okay, so this person's made us 4 videos so far that we can see. Thank you, YouTube. 4 videos, the entire history of the gramophone, the entire history of the recorder, phonograph, the entire history of the television, and Peter Lynch, American Powerful Investor on the Planet. All right. They're rocking up some views too, so thank you for the nice comment. We greatly appreciate you. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to bring back up our lightning map because I'm just curious. We had some storms getting ready to roll through here, and I just kind of want to peek again. Let's go back to our maps that I like to see, and I want to see the radar as well. Radar. Yeah, okay, so it's not hitting us anytime soon. We're in good shape. That's good to know. Nice comment. And I believe that this was in response to one of our videos where we're out in nature talking about the way nature treats us really well. Last one we're going to look at tonight from S. Peterson Music. Yes, yes, and yes. Great video. Good points. Well done. My hat is off. Well, my hat was not off in the video, but my hat is off now as well. S. Peterson Music. Thank you so much. I actually know this fella pretty well. We've been friends for over a decade, and he's got a great band. They play really cool music. It's Scott Peterson Music, and if you want to go out and visit him, let's do that. Let's go over to his channel, and I'll show y'all. Let's take a peek. Where is it? Where's my map? Here we go. Boom, boom. There he is, Scott Peterson Music. Wait, how am I not subscribed to S. Peterson Music? Now we're subscribed. All right, very good. Yeah, he's an expert at digital amplification and digital modeling. So, really cool channel. Sorry, Scott, didn't realize I wasn't subscribed. I thought for sure I was. I did go through a period a little while ago and I purged a bunch of channels and I just kind of didn't look at what I was doing. I just went through and unsubscribed to a bunch of old channels that I don't even think exist anymore. They're not even around. Well, that's our last comment. That's the last one I have to talk about. That's the last comment to show you folks tonight. So, reminder, if I see you in person, I've got stickers and I've got magnets that I'd be happy to lay on you. And thank you to everybody who left a comment. Thank you to everybody who dipped in and enjoyed the live stream a little bit. Even those of you who dropped in, said this is not for me, and took off again. That is totally okay. And I'm going to leave this video public so that people can watch it after the fact, asynchronously, as they say. And I guess it's time to call it quits, wouldn't you say? Sorry, I'm looking at my phone here. My timers and my timer said that it's time to turn off all the fans and the light in my office, and that turned off the fan. And so I like to keep fans running. Helps depreciate the need for air conditioning. And when it turns off, you really start to notice. All right, I guess that's it. I would appreciate anybody who's watching this after the fact later on to please leave a comment. Let me know that you weighed in, checked in, and saw even a little bit of it. And for the rest of you, I'm going to say get out to green spaces, get yourself into some nature. Go enjoy 15 to 30 minutes of nature at some point this week, whether it's on a break from work during the day or after work or maybe on the weekend. We're all going to make it, everybody. We just got to get out there and keep going. So don't do anything I wouldn't do, and you got this.